What if I told you there was a chilling event so bizarre, so shrouded in mystery, that no one has been able to solve it for over 50 years? A small, peaceful town turned upside down by one of the strangest and most unsettling cases in American history. This is the story of the Pemberton Incident, a case that has puzzled investigators and haunted the residents of Pemberton, Washington, since the fateful night in 1971. Is it a case of cold-blooded murder, an unsolved disappearance, or something far more sinister? You decide. The quiet town of Pemberton. Pemberton, Washington, was the kind of town where nothing much happened. With a population of just over 2,000 in 1971, it was the quintessential small American town. Quiet streets, friendly neighbors, and a sense of safety that made people leave their doors unlocked at night. The town was nestled in a thick forested area, surrounded by tall pines and rolling hills. It was a place where the wilderness felt close, but no one feared it. The only real excitement came from the local high school football games or the occasional summer fair. Life in Pemberton was simple, predictable, and uneventful until October 15th, 1971. That was the day everything changed. The disappearance of Emily Barnes. Emily Barnes, a 17-year-old high school senior, was well known around Pemberton. She was a bright, outgoing girl with dreams of leaving town for college. On the evening of October 15, 1971, she attended a local football game with some friends. It was just like any other Friday night, filled with laughter and excitement, as the Pemberton Panthers took on their rivals from the next town over. After the game ended, Emily and her friends parted ways, and she began the short walk home. Pemberton was small enough that no one worried about walking alone at night, especially in such a close-knit community. But when Emily never made it home that night, her parents grew concerned. At first, they assumed she had gone to a friend's house. But when the morning came and there was still no sign of her, panic set in. The Barnes family called the local police, who immediately launched a search. Emily was nowhere to be found. The search for Emily. For days, the entire town came together to search for Emily. Volunteers scoured the surrounding woods, checking every path and clearing, but there was no trace of her. Search dogs picked up her scent near the football field, but it abruptly disappeared at the edge of the forest, as if she had vanished into thin air. There were no signs of a struggle, no abandoned belongings, nothing that indicated foul play. It was as if Emily had simply walked off the face of the earth. Local law enforcement, unaccustomed to dealing with serious crimes, were baffled. The FBI was eventually called in, but they too found no leads. As the days turned into weeks, hope began to fade. Emily's friends and family were devastated, and the once peaceful town was consumed by fear. Rumors started to spread. Some believed she had run away, though those who knew her dismissed that idea. Others whispered that something darker had taken her. The strange discovery. On November 3rd, 1971, 3 weeks after Emily's disappearance, something was found that sent chills through the town. Deep in the woods, nearly 5 miles from where Emily was last seen, a local hunter stumbled upon an abandoned cabin that hadn't been used in years. Curious, he entered the cabin and discovered something horrifying: a set of clothes neatly folded on the floor. They matched the description of the outfit Emily was wearing the night she disappeared. Next to the clothes was an old Polaroid camera, one that didn't belong to the Barnes family or any of Emily's friends. The camera was loaded with film, but when developed, the pictures revealed nothing more than blurry images of the surrounding forest, except for one photo. The final picture showed a grainy, shadowy figure standing just at the edge of the frame, watching. No one could identify the figure, and the eerie photograph only deepened the mystery. The theories begin with the discovery of Emily's clothes and the strange photograph. The town was thrown into a frenzy of speculation. Theories began to emerge, each more unsettling than the last. Some believed that Emily had been abducted by someone who lived in the forest, perhaps a drifter or recluse who had gone unnoticed in the woods for years. Others speculated that there was something supernatural at play, pointing to the strange photograph as evidence of a malevolent presence in the forest. Local legends spoke of old Native American burial grounds in the area, long forgotten by time. Some residents believed that Emily had stumbled upon something she wasn't supposed to see, and that the spirits of the forest had taken her. But the most disturbing theory came from a few witnesses, who claimed to have seen strange lights in the sky on the night of Emily's disappearance. They believed she had been abducted not by a person, but by something from beyond the stars. Though dismissed by most as the stuff of science fiction, the UFO theory gained traction in certain circles, especially after more reports of strange lights surfaced in the following weeks. Despite the wild theories, there was still no concrete evidence to explain what had happened to Emily Barnes. The second disappearance. Just as the town was beginning to come to terms with Emily's disappearance, another shocking event occurred. On December 12, 1971, 2 months after Emily vanished, another young woman went missing under eerily similar circumstances. Samantha Crowley, a 22-year-old college student home for the holidays, disappeared while driving through the same stretch of road near the forest where Emily's scent had last been traced. Her car was found abandoned on the side of the road, keys still in the ignition, but there was no sign of Samantha. Once again, the town was plunged into fear and confusion. 2 young women had now vanished without a trace, and the sense of unease in Pemberton was palpable. This time, there were no clothes or Polaroid cameras found, no photographs of shadowy figures. Samantha's disappearance was even more mysterious, leaving investigators completely at a loss. The town in fear. By the start of 1972, Pemberton was a town gripped by fear. Parents no longer let their children out of sight, and no one dared venture into the woods alone. The once peaceful community was now living in the shadow of an unknown menace. The FBI continued their investigation, but as the weeks turned into months, no new leads emerged. The case of the Pemberton Incident became colder and colder, leaving residents to wonder if they would ever get answers. Theories continued to swirl. Some believed that there was a serial killer on the loose, while others were convinced that something far more sinister was at work. But without any solid evidence, the mystery only deepened. A shocking twist. In March 1972, just when the town was beginning to lose hope, a new and shocking development occurred. A letter arrived at the Pemberton police station, postmarked from a nearby town. The letter was short and cryptic, written in a shaky hand. "I know what happened to Emily and Samantha. Meet me at the old cabin in the woods on the night of the next full moon." The police were initially skeptical, suspecting a prank, but they couldn't afford to ignore the possibility of a breakthrough in the case. On the night of the full moon, officers were sent to the cabin to investigate. What they found would haunt them for the rest of their lives. Inside the cabin, they discovered a series of disturbing drawings covering the walls. Sketches of strange, humanoid figures with elongated limbs and glowing eyes, standing in the forest. In the center of the room was a crude altar made of sticks and bones, with candles arranged around it. But most unsettling of all was a message scrawled in blood across the floor. "They are coming." The final disappearance. After the discovery of the cabin, the town was in a state of panic. Was the letter writer responsible for the disappearances? Was it some kind of cult, or something far more terrifying? Just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, another person vanished. This time, it was one of the investigators, a seasoned FBI agent who had been working the case since the beginning. He had gone into the woods alone, against protocol, hoping to find a clue that had been missed. But like Emily and Samantha, he disappeared without a trace. The FBI immediately launched a manhunt, but no evidence was found. It was as if the forest had swallowed him whole. The aftermath. The Pemberton Incident remains one of the most baffling and terrifying unsolved mysteries in American history. Over the years, many have tried to piece together what happened in those woods, but no definitive answers have ever been found. The disappearances of Emily Barnes, Samantha Crowley, and the FBI agent remain unsolved, and the case has long since gone cold. Some believe that a deranged individual was responsible, hiding in the woods and preying on the unsuspecting. Others think that the strange lights in the sky and the eerie drawings in the cabin point to something otherworldly. Whatever the truth may be, the Pemberton Incident has left an indelible mark on the town. To this day, the residents of Pemberton avoid the woods, especially at night. Once a place of beauty and tranquility, the forest is now a place of fear and mystery. Thank you for watching this episode from The Lures of the Past. If you enjoyed this journey into mystery and intrigue, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Make sure to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when our next tale from the past goes live.